go. Countdown to restoration. What are we counting down to? The time where Joe Biden, the thief in chief, where's my helper? Where are you? There you are. The thief in chief. Yeah. I love my helper. Always there when I need him. Countdown to restoration with your host, Danny Thompson, counting down till the days till the thief in chief has to slink out of town. Yes, because he will be found out and the rightful administration will be restored, and this current regime will have to bow out. Oh, we have a lot of stuff today. Let's start with our favorite Twitter saying, whatever, this is sad. Soybean price is down 70 cents per bushel in the last 2 days. Corn is down 50 cents per bushel in 2 days. For those who don't know, a small farmer like me working 1,000 acres just lost 100,000 on a 200 bushel per acre average corn crop thanks to Biden's executive orders. Well, thank you for letting us know that, Will, because the media is not reporting that. Oh, we care about the farmer. Yeah. Oh, we've got a few of them, though, today. This is what matters. Jen Psaki, Joe Biden's cat, is going to dominate the internet. Well, thank you for that news. We're waiting to see Joe Biden's cat. We've seen the dogs. I don't have any pictures of the dogs, so everybody forgive me for that. I can only take so much. This from KTVU, I guess in California. I thought this was just worthy of something. State health officials said they rely on a very complex set of measurements that would confuse and potentially mislead the public if they were made public. California keeps key virus data out of public sight. That is disturbing because government is not made up of that many really brilliant people. So if it would confuse the general public, it's confusing them. What they're saying is, we don't know, we're making it up as we go. And of course, our good friend Dr. Rachel Levine. And again, not to make fun of him, you need to pray for this person. You know, there's a lot of health decisions being made, and this person is part of it who doesn't even know, a health official who cannot look in the mirror and see, I am a male. Who can't look down. I'm sorry. I guarantee, should I? I don't know. Let me discuss this with my production crew for a moment. Should I say that? I don't know. It might be going too far. I guarantee you, there's times that he stands up instead of sits down. How about that? Yeah, and then tell everybody you are not a he. I'm sorry. I know we went too far with that, but let's get serious now. This is what you need to see. We're going to show this quite often. SecularDems.org. This is what we are being governed by. All right? The restoring of constitutional secularism and patriotic pluralism in the White House. Both of that is a lie. There is no constitutional secularism. There is no separation of church and state in the Constitution, the way they say it. It's not there. Nothing they say about religion is correct. As you can see my hands, I'm angry over this. I get excited about it. Secular pluralism in the White House. Oh my goodness. You know, people make a lot of money to sit and come up with this. First of all, it's evil, but it's wrong. It's just wrong. What else we have as we keep flying here because we have so much. This one. Release them all immediately. Email to ICE officers reveals chaos after Biden halted deportations. Now, Biden did not order this, but, an underling, I told you in episode 1 that those in the cabinet positions and other positions are going to have to take the heat on this. Biden didn't order everybody set free, but someone under who just going, this is what is wanted, so I'm ordering them. I don't know what ICE is going to. Well, you do. Just open the door and say go. But they were told to set them free, even if there wasn't a sponsor for them or anything else. That is what is happening on the border. And, what do you do about it? What else do we have here? Biden's energy plan will cause Americans to struggle for years, former Shell Oil president warns. Well, thank you, Mr. Shell Oil president, who warns us after the fact when Biden was saying what he was going to do the whole time he was running. Every Democratic candidate was going to do basically the same things. And were these oil executives speaking up? No. Was anybody in the world speaking up? No, except President Trump and those who have a brain. But see, they know. They don't care if you struggle. Biden doesn't pay for gas. You pay for the gas to go in Biden's limo and jet and everything else. What did President Obama say when gas prices were shooting through the roof? Remember that? What did he say? Well, I didn't want them to go up so quickly. I would rather they have gone up a little more slowly. They want high gas prices. They want high energy prices because they want you to use less for no reason. It's called control. They don't want you going where you want to go. That's why they loved the lockdowns and still love the lockdowns, except now that Biden's in, they can't do the lockdowns, as we're going to see, because it'll hurt Biden. Yeah, it'll hurt Trump because people are so programmed they can't see, oh, it's my governor shutting me down. It's my mayor shutting me down. They blamed Trump because the media made it sound like that. Where else are we going? Sorry, we just did that. Pay attention. Here we go. New Mexico, who President Trump and his people thought they could turn, but ended up voting for Biden and New Mexico has been treated horribly, but it doesn't make the news very often. Why? Because it's not that big of a state, and the media doesn't care about New Mexico. But they've had, one time they had a whole town shut down for the weekend. Nobody could get in or out. President Joe Biden's 60-day moratorium on new oil and natural gas leases and drilling permits is prompting widespread concerns in New Mexico, where spending on education and other government programs hinges on the industry's success. But yet, again, he told everybody what he was going to do. I thought I saved it, but I didn't. The Ute Nation in Utah. What, Utah? You ever wonder where Utah got its name? The Ute Nation is very upset because Biden's executive orders means that new leases and etc. stop on their land, which they say he has no right to stop because it's not just federal land, it's their land, and that's going to hurt their health care. That's going to hurt taking care of basic needs on the reservation. That's going to hurt their citizens. That's like their largest source of income. And yet, does he care? Oh, I want to be president for all people. No, he doesn't care. No. So they're probably going to sue. All right, what else do we have concerning energy? Oh, let's rock it in a little bit. Oh, yeah, what does it say? Biden rescinds Trump order banning Chinese communist involvement in U.S. power grid. I don't know about you. I've always thought Trump just didn't know what he's talking about on that one. You know, why wouldn't you want any foreign power in charge of your power grid? I don't know, especially a communist one. But Biden, being the thief in chief, the commander in stupidity, the commander of evil forces, is now going to allow the Chinese Communist government to be involved in our power grid. Yeah, and everyone knows that China has the most stable power grid in the world, right? Yeah, right. What else? I had something else to say about that. Oh, yeah, do you remember when under Clinton, and Bush had to change that, and I don't know if it ever got fully changed, but under Clinton, they were allowing the Chinese government, because, you say, no, it's Chinese companies. The government owns most of Chinese companies, or at least half of it. Every U.S. corporation that goes to China, they have to give the Chinese government part of their company, because Chinese government owns everything. But remember, under the Clinton administration, they were letting Chinese companies run our ports. I don't know what the fascination is with China, with all of our leaders except for Trump. Even Bush did some things with China. I don't know. We never let Russia run our ports. I don't know why. They probably because they did a horrible job with their ports. I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe you can understand. Oh yeah, it's the payoff. All right, so now we have it. Oh, market alert, February 20th. Yeah, there's the little graphic. What do we have here? A couple of things on business. First of all, this is from CNN Business. Joe Biden's proposed stimulus checks are a lousy way to fix the economy. Trump was blamed because it was only $600, which was because why? Because of Nancy Pelosi in Congress. But now, that's a bad way to do it. And now they want means testing, and now they don't want it to go to people with money, which makes sense, except, see, this is the way I feel. Normally, I am against almost anything government does by sending people money. But oh yeah, I bet you spent the money, haven't got a dime. Okay, haven't got one stimulus dime. Okay, so even if I had, I'm not going to turn it down. You know why? They told us to stay in. They made us not work. They did it themselves. I think they should pay everybody's rent. They should not just do a rent moratorium. I think they should pay everybody's rent. You should be able to hand them the whole list of bills, cable, Visa, MasterCard, everything. Because they made you stay home. But now that's a bad way to fix the economy, which it always was. Where else are we? Okay, we did that. Let's do it again. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Here we go. Market alert. Here is the market news. Yes. Stocks will fall at least 30% in a drawn-out bear market, investor David Tice warns. Why? If you go on to read it from CNBC, the people who didn't like Trump and everything he did was bad. Why? Because of government overregulation and spending policies. We didn't know Biden was going to turn back all President Trump's policies. What did Biden say? First day in office, I'm going to sign executive orders to undo everything he did. I don't know. This would be shocking if we weren't warned every day. They told us everything they were going to do, and now people are like, I can't believe they're doing this. What, Biden's going to lie about a lot, but not what he's going to do to ruin the country. What else do we have here? President Biden plans to sign executive orders each day this week that will address issues from racial inequity, to climate change, report says. So every day this week, there's going to be a new order that's going to hurt the farmers, that's going to mess up society. We're back in the TPP, for crying out loud, the Trans-Pacific Partnership that basically ships what jobs the original NAFTA didn't get off to China. I mean, but Biden said it. There will be no more Make America Great Again once I'm in. From day one, we're going to stop that. Well, we have stopped it. The thief in chief. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where'd you go? The thief in chief, yeah, has spoken. I love that guy. And he is doing all he can. He's making the most of it while he's in the White House, isn't he? Luckily, it can all be undone, but not without hurting a lot of people. Very serious. We can laugh about it, but in the end, it's not funny, is it? All right. From whitehouse.gov briefing room. Proclamation on the suspension of entry as immigrants and non-immigrants of certain additional persons who possess a risk of transmitting coronavirus disease. Yes, we have got to keep people out of this country. It's now the right thing to do. Let's hear, wait a minute, before we show you what I thought was an interesting answer by the new press secretary, Jen Psaki. I thought this was good. I once again humbly submit that this would be a bridge too far for even for North Korean state television, which is usually a bit more subtle and discerning than this. What are they saying? How refreshing. They are saying that Psaki promises to share accurate info. How refreshing. Yeah, that's what CNN said, because everybody knows everything coming out of the Trump administration was a lie. These people are just natural-born liars. They lie about everything, even when they're telling the truth. And, of course, the Biden regime tells the truth about everything, even when they're lying. It's just a reversal. I got to laugh on that one from my wife, who likes me. I know she needs help, too. Not as much as Dr. Rachel Levin. But let's hear something about the new travel ban.
I don't have anything more for you on that.
And just one more about the announcement you made off the top about the travel restrictions. Mm-hmm. When President Trump was imposing travel restrictions in March, specifically on China, then candidate Biden called it xenophobic and fear-mongering. So now President Biden is putting travel restrictions on people coming in from other countries. What word do we use to describe that?
Well, I don't think that's quite a fair articulation. President has been clear that he felt the Muslim ban was xenophobic. He overturned the Muslim ban. He also, though, has supported, and he himself, even before, or we did, I should say, even before he was inaugurated, steps, travel restrictions in order to keep the American people safe, to ensure that we are getting the pandemic under control. That's been part of his policy. But he was critical of the former president for having a policy that was not more comprehensive than travel restrictions. And he conveyed at the time, and more recently, the importance of having a multifaceted approach: mask wearing, vaccine distribution, funding in order to get 100 million shots in the arms of Americans in the first 100 days, not just travel restrictions.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, did that sound like a non-answer and an evasive answer? Well, what did then candidate Biden have to say? You just got to love them. They tell you everything.
The World Health Organization now has officially declared COVID-19 a pandemic. Downplaying it, being overly dismissive, or spreading misinformation is only going to hurt us and further advantage the spread of the disease. But neither should we panic or fall back on xenophobia. Labeling COVID-19 a foreign virus does not displace accountability for the misjudgments that have been taken thus far by the Trump administration. Banning all travel from Europe or any other part of the world may slow it, but as we've seen, it will not stop it. And travel restrictions based on favoritism and politics rather than risk will be counterproductive.
It is clear to me, at least.
And nobody cares what is clear to Bernie Sanders, except the mitten lady who made a fortune off of his midnight. Why anybody would want those things, I don't know, but more power to him. He said xenophobic because he didn't know how to pronounce xenophobic. Because they criticized Trump banning travel from China to keep the virus from spreading into the country. But now, it's not China, it's United Kingdom, at least the Schengen, I have no idea how to pronounce that, Schengen region, Ireland, Brazil, South Africa, and I read someplace it's 30 different countries, but those are the ones that were specifically listed in as far as I had time to read the full executive order. So, now, then travel ban bad, excuse me, now travel ban good, as long as it's not on a Muslim nation. See, can't do it on a Muslim or communist nation. That's the problem. I know socialist nations must be okay. You can ban them. And I don't know what you call South Africa. It's a mess. And if you haven't looked into South Africa, don't plan your summer vacation there. And I don't mean it's funny. I'm just saying don't do that. All right, but then what did Biden already tell us? There is nothing we can do to change the trajectory of the pandemic in the next several months. Except we can ban people from other countries. And he's already pulling back on vaccines and lots of problems going on for the administration that promised, the regime that promised to already have a plan ready to go in day one. And yeah, they just basically copied the legitimate administration's plan. But, you know, that's what we do in the land of Biden make-believe, which, unfortunately, it's where you're stuck in. Remember this picture of our poor National Guard troops? Forced to lay everywhere because they couldn't get a nice break room or anything else like that. I have no idea what's going on there. Sorry about that. Well, there's more National Guard news. What is the National Guard news? We'll just do one at a time like that. All right. So, wait a minute. This is not that. We'll maybe come back to that if we have time. What are you doing there? Thought I had you organized better than that. This, and I didn't. I am getting everything in the wrong order. I apologize. This from Catherine Herridge, who went to CBS from Fox. Statement on maintaining 5,000 National Guard troops through mid-March. As we continue to work to meet the final post-inauguration requirements, the National Guard has been requested to continue supporting federal law enforcement agencies with 7,000 members that will draw down to 5,000 members through, let's go back to the previous slide. Not me, bigger. It's entertaining though, isn't it? Mid-March, we are providing assistance such as security, communications, medical evacuation, logistics, safety, support to state, district, and federal agencies. In addition to that, she says note, which is true. In addition to the DC police, multiple federal agencies have their own police security forces. So why are they keeping all the National Guard in through March? I can tell you why, but their little flimsy excuse is, keep making me bigger. I mean, come on. I know you want to see more of me, but get straight there. All right. Biden reverses Trump ban on transgender in the military. I have my slides all out of order. We will come back to that. Here it is. National Guard will stay in Washington through March due to Trump impeachment trial. Oh, well, it's going to take that long? I don't think so. We're just in January, people. No, I can tell you why they are staying till March. Because there is a thought in the Biden regime. If we can make it that far, it's too far to get us out of here. Guess what? March is going to be a bad month. March is going to be a bad month for the thief. Everybody together. The thief in chief. Yes. All right. So now we will get to the military transgender order, which they're very happy with. The new Secretary of Defense, oh, he's so excited about it. Biden reverses Trump ban on transgender individuals serving in military. Yep. So now, if they qualify, so what does this mean if you're a guy, if Dr. Rachel Levine wanted to join the military, she would not be tested as a male. He would be tested as a female. So he would really not meet the requirements of a male being in the military. But doesn't matter because he would be tested as a female. And doesn't that make you just feel safer? Because every American has the right to serve in the military, as do almost every illegal, etc., etc. Oh, there's so much today. Tell you, we could spend the whole rest of the week on this. What do we have here? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we're not ready for that. Oh, yeah. We are. We're ready for that. We want to start with this because it is so true. Stop it. The media, this is from lifenews.com. The media on Justice Amy Coney Barrett's Catholic faith. She's a radical handmaiden. Of course, you have to know the Handmaid's Tale, etc. I know about it. I've never seen it. Don't ever plan on watching it. But literally, I don't know if you caught this on the media. During her confirmation hearings, the day of the vote, these three women, I think it grew to 4 or 5, were dressed in that. We saw them walking by the Capitol and over to the Supreme Court. They were dressed in the handmaiden's garb and all that, and they looked pitiful. and holding up signs, this is what's going to happen to all women. No, it's not what's going to happen to all women because of the thief in chief, Commander Biden, is that girls are going to start losing in sports to boys who pretend they're girls so they can beat girls in sports. Media on Joe Biden's Catholic faith, he's devout. He doesn't follow a bit of it, but boy, this guy, as we were going to see, he alone is the most religious leader we've ever had. President Biden is perhaps the most religiously observant commander-in-chief, commander-in-thief, in half a century. A different, more liberal Christianity grounds his life and his policies from the vaunted New York Times. Yes, he's the one. Now it's a more liberal Christianity. It's not even really Christianity at all, but he goes to Mass. Yeah, but anybody who follows, they're horrible people and we can't trust them. They treated George W. Bush horribly because he talked about his faith and he didn't use it all the time. Wow, my hands looked really big then, didn't they? He didn't use it all the time. Didn't follow it very much. Man, they treated him horribly, but now Biden. Oh, we love religion now, don't we? All right, let's go to this. It was out of place. Just throw this in. New, Amazon and Jeff Bezos do not want their workers voting by mail-in ballots on unionization. An Amazon spokesperson tells CNN the company is seeking a valid, fair, and successful election, and in person would ensure that. Oh, yeah, because they don't want the company to go union, and they know what? Mail-in ballots create what, ladies and gentlemen? Fraud. Exactly. So, even though he gave money to help push mail-in ballots and help fund the fraud, not in his company and not out of his pocketbook. Thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Jeff Bezos. and your hypocrisy, does that even begin to cover it? I don't know. I mean, now it's time for what? Your favorite part of the show? Exclusive God formation from impeccable inside sources that you just cannot deny, and it's all going to come out. There's the fireworks. So, we have so much to tell you. I don't know if you can hear the music from our neighbor next door, but if you can, it's just a little background music. Move and groove to it, okay? Exclusive God formation. We're going to kind of pick up where we left off on some of this yesterday. But I do want to tell you there's already fear walking the hallways in the White House. The commander is being commanded. Yeah. I mean, do you really think pretend President Joseph Biden is making these decisions? They were already made for him. But by who, whom, or what is he being commanded? We'll talk more about that as the week comes on. And let's see, this was overheard in the White House hallways. She called him today. Who is she? She is getting ready to join the team. Let the games begin. What's going to happen the next few weeks is just going to blow your mind. We'll get on it. I talked about the planners on Friday's show. You say he's wearing the same shirt. Yes, I am, but it's clean. Okay. The planners on the Friday show about Israel. Did you know that there was a security phone call? I could put it up. You can see it on whitehouse.gov briefing room. But our security director called Israel's, to tell them we were going to include them on talks about the region. Boy, isn't that nice. Anyway, but about the church, what are the planners? Remember the little group they were meeting during the Obama administration. Well, they're now meeting again on Fridays in their little room in the White House basement. They're the planners. Yes, and we know because we have inside information on the lovely planners who want to plan to ruin your life. They are making plans for the church. How are they going to do this? Well, through a lot of using the most religious observant president in U.S. history, even more so than George Washington, who actually prayed and told the nation they'd have to serve God, etc., if they wanted to keep things going. More religious than anyone who has ever been in the White House with a less Christian Christianity. They're wanting to change the church. Now, who did we hear this from? Oh, a little over 4 years ago. Its name's right on the tip of my tongue. Oh, somebody highly involved in Benghazi. Who was? Oh, yes, Hillary Clinton talked about changing the church. Number one, Christians are just going to have to be more accepting of abortion. We're going to have to okay that. The church just needs to reform itself. Oh. Yes, let me check real quick. There was one clip, I don't know if I got it down. I should have, I guess. I'll have to have it next time because it was really pretty good and it was so backwards. But no, I didn't get it. I'm sorry. But it basically, it's an article. It's really, well thought out. It's totally wrong. Well thought out on how the founders never really intended for society to be shaped by the church, basically, but for the church to be the servant of society. See, they tell you what they're going to do before they do it because they have all these media people and all these other people to tell you what's going on. And their view is that the founding fathers, who would have never thought that society should shape the church, nobody during that time would have thought that. See, when you get up every morning, there's somebody in Washington, D.C. or in some other place of planning, and they're thinking, you're stupid and you don't know anything, and so they can tell you everything, especially if they have enough voices to tell you that. Hillary Clinton wanted to reshape the church. These people want to reshape the church. They want it to fit their agenda. How are they going to do that? Through working what Barack Obama wanted to do. He wanted to rescind tax exemption for church organizations and religious organizations that did not play ball. And that's how they're going to do it, plus with a media barrage. Oh, this is Joe Biden here, Catholic of the Year, that a lot of priests won't even serve communion to because of my horrible views on the taking of unborn life, among other things. Danny, you're getting mean-spirited. No, they're the ones that are mean-spirited. And they're going to tell us over and over again that Joe Biden is the model Christian. Already, he's the most decent person ever. I mean, did you see the poll that over 56% of Americans thinks he's, Mr. Wonderful. He's, just such a great guy. They polled 589 people and they oversampled Democrats. And out of 589 people, they decided that 56% of 330 million people, not counting the illegals here, think Mr. Biden is already the man of every year. But they're meeting to reshape the church to fit society's, what they say is society's desires and needs for today. They're doing this. They're federally paid employees and they're meeting and they're doing this right now. Well, it's not Friday. They'll get together now, but don't think they're not already talking about it. It just, if it was, what would you do if you really thought this was going to be the next 4 years? That everything can be turned around in just a week. But we have a God, and our God is an awesome God. And we're going to see some amazing things. And you know what I think? People say, what's God waiting on? I think he's waiting on the time where everybody says, please help. Please help. When is that time? Sometime around March, the end of March. We'll see. Anyway, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed bringing it. And I enjoy coming to you. And so we will be back for tomorrow. The Thief in Chief is having an actual press conference today. So we will be back with some of that. Probably, as you notice, we have cool videos of what they say. So anyway, God bless you. Have a great time.